Syrian opposition activists say fierce fighting broke out today between the Free Syrian Army, represented by Louis here this evening, and rebels linked to Al-Qaeda. It happened in Azaz, a major crossing along the Syrian-Turkish border. A Syrian activist tells us the situation is tense and potentially explosive. Adnan Haddad joins us now live from the Turkish side of the border. What can you tell us on the details of these clashes?
Hi, Becky. Yes, at around 3 p.m. today, Syria time, a group of the ISIS members attacked the city of Azaz, a liberated city, a city that's totally controlled by the FSA brigades who basically worked hard to liberate the city. And these ISIS members attacked the Northern Storm Brigade and basically occupied the city. They killed so far 2 of the FSA fighters, and one is seriously wounded, and a number of other wounded fighters. Now, one of these FSA members is basically a very well-known activist who participated in covering most of the stories in Azaz, and I'm sure that some of the journalists, very famous journalists, have worked with him. I personally worked with this guy, and he is one of the very loyal rebels. And I can tell you now, the people of Azaz, the civilians in Azaz, are actually terrified. They are now hiding in their homes. They cannot get out to get food, or they can't even, do their life, because they have, the ISIS members have snipers on the top buildings, on the high buildings in the city, and they are targeting these activists, and they've detained so far 3 other
thank you for that. Let me just get back to Louis to get some response on this, because this is a dirty, dirty war, isn't it, at this point? The FSA now fighting rebels on the ground. Both those organisations, or the opposition was supposed to be fighting the regime. You are in an awful mess at this point, aren't you? And the problem is this, Louis, that the international community now doesn't know who to back. It can't be sure it would be providing arms, weapons and support for the FSA, because there are all of these other rebel groups fighting on the ground in the name of the opposition. This is a mess, isn't it?
They are not rebels anymore. From this point, they are terrorists now. We are fighting 2 terrorist teams on 2 fronts. One, Al-Assad regime and Hezbollah militia and the Iranian Revolutionary Guards, and the other, the extremist Al-Qaeda and Dawlat al-Iraq wa-Sham and those. That's what the West did, because when we ask for help to help us to protect our country, to protect our moderate people, to protect our civilian, no one cares. And even now, they know who are we, and we met them. We met all the West leaders. We talked even to the American administration. We told them, you have to help us. Don't leave the Syrian people alone to face this terrorist. Both of them, Bashar al-Assad regime, he's a terrorist, and Al-Qaeda, they are the other. Now they are fighting us in the liberated area. Can you imagine that? We are fighting the regime from the front line, and they are fighting us from behind Al-Qaeda. So that's what our situation now. We are left between we have 2 different fronts, and both of them, they are killing us. Both of them, they are bloody dictator, murder. One of them, he wants to rule it as Khilafah, and he's the prince on these areas. They want to hijack our revolution, our moderate revolution, our revolution who start because of we want to build our democracy country, our moderate country. That's what we wanted from the start. Now they are trying to hijack and they're getting all fully support from Bashar al-Assad, and I'm very sorry to say that, with a cover from the international community.